Hi Taurus, welcome to your February reading, and this video is for Taurus Sun, Moon and Rising for February 2021. And keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it might not resonate for all of you out there, but feel free to check your other placements here in the channel as well. And Taurus, we already have your cards here, so we can start. And we open up with the card that represents you during this month. What is the energy that you are embodying? Nice. Okay. So we have the Death card, which in this chart, not this chart, sorry, in this deck is called Transformation. So this is the card of your opposite sign, right? So you have the axis Taurus Scorpio. Scorpio is the opposite sign, and this is a card of Scorpio. So it brings up to me that the month of February is something that is a month that you need to learn from your shadow side, because Taurus likes to keep things nice and fun, and in the surface Taurus doesn't want to change much, right? It's hard for Taurus to change because you are a fixed sign but also an earth sign, so you are the most fixed sign out there, the most fixed zodiac. And the Death card, the Transformation card, and the Scorpio zodiac is all about changing, is all about how can I destroy everything that I knew was true and allow space for something new to flourish. But I like you stepping into this position this month, but I can already see that it's probably going to be a bit scary because it's the opposite of what is comfortable for you, right? But I think that this is very interesting here, how we open up with it. And also, let's not forget that Uranus is currently transiting in your sign. So Uranus is right now in Taurus. It will be for some more years. And Uranus shakes things up. So for instance, if you have your sun in Taurus, at some point, Uranus will hit your sun, if it haven't hit yet. It will shape and it will transform very abruptly how you see yourself, your ego, your identity. If it's your ascendant, wow, and I'm losing my words here a lot with you, Taurus, and that's interesting because that didn't happen with Aries, the sign that I was recording right before you. So it's like there's something blocking my throat chakra here when I'm trying to speak with you. So we'll see for the rest of your reading if there is something related to communication here, but I wouldn't be surprised because, yeah, it's being hard to talk to you right now. And it feels very energetic. But moving on. So with this transformation here, if your moon is in Taurus, then it will change how you feel your feelings, right? What makes you feel safe, your sense of safety, your sense of nurturing will be transformed with Uranus in there. And if it's your ascendant, then maybe it can be your physical body or just how you present yourself to the outside world, how you present yourself to others, and also how you perceive reality. What is your perception of reality? How is it going to change? So there is a lot of this energy going on in there right now. It's something that has been happening for the last 2 years already. Depending if you have your rising moon or sun in the very beginning of Taurus, then you already experienced that. But I believe that most of you will be going through that. So I can already see that I think that this month is not going to be an easy month for you. Also, yeah, there's just so much going on in Taurus right now that it's not surprising at all. So your environment. Let's take a look at what is the card that represents your environment right now. Yeah, 5 of fire. So this is the 5 of wands. So a lot of conflict, a lot of, it's like an electric energy in the air. And with the Mars-Uranus conjunction happening in your sign, having happened in your sign now in January, I wonder if you have dealt with people who were very aggressive around you, or if you were feeling aggressive yourself, if there was a lot of aggressive energy coming from within you that you just didn't know what was triggering that. But I just see this conflict going around you. It's a lot of fire. It's a lot of fight. It's not comfortable for a fixed earth sign. It's just not comfortable. It brings way more verbal, mental, physical aggression than Taurus likes to deal with. Yeah. Then we have the advice for the month, nature. And the nature card here is perfect because you are a sign that is very connected with nature. On all levels, either your sun, your moon, your rising, Taurus really likes to be connected with nature. And that can come out in many ways. You might like to hike if you are a more adventurous or sportive person, you might like to hike or camp. But if you are a home person, then you might like to have plants in your house, things like that. But there is this connection with nature that is very strong for all Tauruses. And it's important to get connected with that again this month. So you connecting with something that is tangible, something that is not so unexpected, it will be important for you. And I think that that's something that Taurus connects with. For instance, with having the plants. You learn the cycles of the plants. You learn, okay, I can notice by the leaves when it needs to be watered. And I know that when it's the spring, it will flower. So there is this cycle that is very natural, but that is also not unexpected. It's reliable, right? And if you like to camp and hike, I think it's just something that you can feel the ground under your feet and you can feel that you are supported and there is not much external influence. And this sense of connection with something that is tangible, that is reliable, is something that will be important for Taurus this month. Because with everything that is going on astrologically and is linking to your zodiac, I think that you can feel very much that the ground is being removed from under your feet, and that can be very uncomfortable for you. Very uncomfortable. So the advice here is that connect with nature, connect with things that are reliable to you, okay? This will bring this sense of security that you will be missing this month. And then the challenge to love. And this is called the inner compass deck. So it's the inner compass. This is a challenge that is within you, okay? It's not something that is being presented by your environment. This is something that is coming from you to you. So to love. How to love yourself, how to love the environment around you, that will be a challenge. Especially since we saw that your environment right now is very aggressive. Verbally, mentally, physically, it's hard to find love for others right now, I think. Because I think that you keep seeing this very aggressive energy around you, which is not appealing at all for you. Taurus is a sign, is a zodiac of beauty. It is ruled by Venus. So it likes beauty, it likes something that is elegant. And all this fight and aggression around you is just very unattractive. So how can you find love for everyone around you, for your family, for your friends, but also for strangers, when you see them acting in ways that are just so opposite to what you believe, to what is that is just so opposite to your sense of beauty. So I think that will be the challenge this month. So let's take a look at your cards. A lot of masculine energy in this reading. And this is just the energy. It doesn't mean that you are a man yourself or that you are very surrounded by men, but the energy itself is very masculine. So it's very young. It's action. How can you connect in a very active way? Okay? So we start here Actually, I'm not going, I usually read this row by row, but I see this more in columns, okay? So I'm going to read for you in columns. This for me is the epitome of the transformation card that we saw that is representing you this month. I think that for a long time, Taurus has been watching the situation, trying to make a decision, but just avoiding it. And this is something that is very related to Taurus. Taurus struggles a lot to choose a path and move towards it because it knows that once it chooses, it won't change. Right? And this is true for everything. For instance, for knowledge. Especially if you have a Mercury in Taurus, for instance, Taurus won't say something unless they are very sure that that's the truth. They won't make a decision unless they are very sure that that's what they want. Because they know that once they make up their minds, it's very hard to choose another path. They will just keep on moving. So I think that for a long time, for many months probably, you have been struggling to make a decision, to give that first step. You kept being attached to some image or to some definition that you had and struggling to choose it. But it has come to an end. It's time you let go of any sense of inability, of grief, of attachment that you had to something that didn't work in the past, and move on from that, to open up yourself to new possibilities. And it's so interesting here because usually for all the zodiacs, I get a very clear story of what that month is going to be. But for you this month, the energy is so confused. And I can feel that in my speaking. As I told you, like as I was starting to talk to you, the words were just not coming. And as I look at your reading, everything's so fuzzy because it's more of a feeling. There isn't a definite story going on for you this month. It's just a lot of confusion and you trying to find a more rational path through that confusion. So I cannot tell you what this situation was about, if this was about love, if this was a relationship that came to an end, if this was a job, or if this was just a general feeling. It's very vague here because it feels very internal. It doesn't seem to me that this was an external situation. It feels like this was an inner conflict. It was a feeling of being stuck. It was a whole feeling of being stuck, which is part of that transformation card. I think that when we lose our sense of safety, it's just stepping into those scorpion waters can be very destabilizing for a Taurus. And that's why I feel like this whole process is very internal. But I also see that you're finally open up yourself to new things, to new possibilities, to new offers, to new ways of seeing the world. But it's so interesting here that I almost see that as if you are going through this, but you are dragging down your feet, which makes a lot of sense because Mars is in Taurus, and that's how Mars moves through Taurus. It's like, I know that this is what I need to do, but I really don't want to do it, so I'm going to do it as slow as I can. It's almost a bit bratty, like a brat, you know? Like, okay, I didn't want to do this, so I'm gonna do it very slow, dragging my feet and with an ugly face so that everybody can see that I don't want to be doing this. And I'm sorry for talking to you like this, but this is the image that it keeps getting to me. You are trying to move forward and you're trying to open up yourself to new things, but it's been so hard to deal with this transformation that I feel this... you're forcing yourself to be open, but it's not coming from the inside. It's like you're trying to force an image to the outside world that you're being open and that you're doing it, but on the inside you feel stuck. You still feel stuck. And yeah, because here we have the same thing. And actually here I'm gonna show these two cards. So I see you coming from that Two of Swords that I said, right? And you're trying to move forward. You're trying to open yourself to new things. But there is still something inside of you that doesn't want to let go of old patterns. You say you want to transform yourself, but something on the inside tells you no. So it's almost as if you are faking until you make it. Yeah, and I think that saying these things might upset many Tauruses in there, but I need to be honest with you with all the messages that are coming to me, and they are coming in this very confused way. But I keep getting this image of you are faking it with the hope that by faking it, you will make it. So it's like you're telling yourself that you're letting go, that you're transforming, that you're changing, and you're moving on to this new thing. But on the inside, you're still as stubborn as ever. And you're really struggling to let go of those patterns. But with that transformation card that we saw for you, you will go through it. You know, Uranus in there, we don't resist outer planets. So the outer planets are Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. And whenever we go through transits from outer planets, we will transform. There is no fighting. We might go kicking and screaming, or we might go willingly. But we will transform. We will go through that. So I hope that for most Tauruses watching this, maybe many of you have been doing that for a while, and now you're starting to let go, letting yourself be shaped by these energies going on. But I see that a big group of you are still kind of dragging your feet. And the good thing here is that you are still transforming, as I said. You are still doing it. Dragging your feet and being a bit bratty, but you are doing it. But there needs to be a change in how you deal with things internally as well. It's not just about screaming to the world, hey, I changed, I'm moving on, if on the inside you're still stubborn and you're still attached to your old patterns. You know? And I mean, here we have the King of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. And what I see, especially with this King of Swords here, right in the middle of your reading, right? It's right in the middle here. Is that you're really trying to connect with a more rational side. And this is the thing of the fake until you make it. It's like, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I'm changing, or I don't feel like this is what I really want, but I'm going to be rational and I will do what needs to be done. Not because it's comfortable, not because I want it, not because it's making me happy. I'm extremely uncomfortable about it, and I'm going to complain to myself or to others, but I'm still going to do it. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing, because then you're still transforming, you're still doing what you need to do, but there needs to be that the internal compass needs to start pointing to a different direction as well. Changing the outside is not enough. You need to change your own perspective without lying to yourself about this perspective. Okay? You don't need to put a facade to others. You don't need to put a facade. Because I see this king here, especially when we come to this last row. And yeah, so see how the middle row, we have the strongest cards in the whole reading. They are all coming in this middle column here. So the Six of Wands, I'm victorious. You know, the King of Swords with the King of Wands, I can do it, I'm all that. But then, what is going on around you, which is still you, okay? Not going around you as in the environment, but like what is going outside of the social media facade, let's say, is you feeling stuck. Is you resisting, still resisting. So yeah, you can portray to the outside world that you are full of energy, that you are changing and that you're going after it and that you're this and you're that. But on the inside, if you don't change how you really see yourself on the inside, how long can you sustain the external transformation if you don't start working on the inner transformation, you know? So this is important for this month. And yeah, that was a bit of a tough love here, but I see this as something so important right now. And of course, you need to have patience with yourself and allow yourself to change, right? Like allow yourself to go through it. But don't focus only on the outside. Don't focus only on the facade, on the pretty story that you tell others about yourself. Be that change as well. If you don't work on changing your own patterns, but only change the story that you tell to other people of who you are, you can fake it till you make it, but make sure that you make it, not that you're just faking it, you know? So Mars in Taurus. I know it's hard. And as I said, you are moving forward, right? You are still moving forward in a very rational way. But on the inside, it feels like that you're dragging your feet and making an ugly face and being a bit bratty. Allow it to change within yourself as well. Allow your patterns to change, not just how you portray those patterns. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards for you to wrap it up. Elephant spirit, learn from the past. And this is such a Taurus card as well, because he's also big. He moves very slowly, right? But he has a very good memory and he learned from the past. So learn from those patterns. It might be very hard for you to let go of your old ways, but don't, it's interesting because I just heard in my head, but this is who I am. This is how I am. I just heard that in my head, like a bit stubbornly, like this is who I am. Yeah, but who you are is not static, you know, has never been. We are constantly growing and evolving. So saying, oh, I'm going to keep doing things like this because this is just who I am, that's just an excuse that you're giving to yourself. And the transformation card, remember, that's what you need to learn from your opposite sign, from Scorpio. This transformation card is, I am who I am right now, and this is serving me a purpose. But as soon as it doesn't serve me a purpose anymore, I need to let go of that and embrace a new version of myself. I am who I am is not an excuse. Because we are not fixed. We are not this snapshot of a person. We are human beings who are constantly changing and evolving. You are not a snapshot of a person. You are a very complex ecosystem in itself, you know, emotionally, psychologically, physically. You are an ecosystem in one person, and that ecosystem is constantly moving and shaping itself. So be careful with that. I am that. This is who I am, and I am that, and that's it. Be careful with that, because I just heard that in my head. Okay, let's see what else. Full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. And this could be the square that Saturn will be making to Uranus. Saturn is in Aquarius and will be squaring Uranus in your sign. It could be that. But we'll see. I will talk about that square in the mid-month reading of February. But I would say that expect the unexpected. If you have already been feeling that the environment is a bit aggressive and too fiery and too volatile around you, expect more of that volatility in the month of February. I don't think that it's going to completely pass right now. So I would expect the unexpected, which I know can be very hard. So I don't see this volatility that is going on around you passing right now. And let's see one last message. Okay, got two. So forgiveness and patience. Okay, so we have here, if you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now? Help me relax and trust. Help me relax and trust. Every need will be met. Often change soon follows. So again, that change card. So be patient with your own process. There is change coming, but try not to be so rigid with that, okay? Open up yourself to the new possibilities. Open up yourself to new ways of being. And forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing what this alone will open me to the new. Knowing that this alone will open me to the new. Wow, it's really being hard to speak to you. That's really interesting here. Yeah, but again, open up yourself to the new. I think that will be a hard lesson for Taurus with Uranus in your sign, but you will all go through this for the next few years. You will all go through a Uranus transit. So remember that we can go through Uranus transit kicking and screaming, or we can jump into it ourselves and allow the inner transformation to happen, right? With the Death card here. So Taurus, that's all I have for you, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you enjoyed it and if it resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye bye.